This is the Entertainment Answer.
Welcome to a very special edition of the Entertainment Answer Big Brother Recap. And I say special because I'm about to blow minds. I have a new favorite in the house, Bryan. I have a new least favorite. And I also have who I'm going to say I have discovered is the smartest person in the house. And I don't know why I didn't see it. All that on the Big Brother Recap. Bryan Kluger, Boomstick Comics High Def Digest on the other side of the screen from me. I can tell his mind is blown already. I see the wheels turning. I see the eyes rolling. What do you think?
Well, I'm thinking that your most favorite person and maybe least favorite person are the same person before what happened this last week.
Wait, what?
The last person to get evicted. Yeah.
Flip-flop. Oh, okay.
Right. I just, of this last week who got evicted, I believe that we lost somebody near and dear to us. And now that there's only a few people left, I think mine has changed too. And I'm so curious if we're going to have the same people, like the most favorite, the least favorite, and the smartest.
Oh, interesting. Maybe we do. Maybe we have come full circle and our synergy has brought us together to be like-minded in our likes and dislikes. That said, talk us through how we got to the point we are as of Sunday night.
Okay, as of Sunday night.
Up to the beginning of the head of household. What brought us to that point? What transpired?
So everybody was talking about, getting Felicia out or Siri out, but that didn't happen. And so what was to be a great week, we were really happy with Cameron because we've been talking about Cameron for so long. The Power of Veto competition was coming up, and it was Otev. But Cameron couldn't play because he was not picked. Nobody was picked for this. And then what happens? Who wins the Otev Veto backwards? Who wins that competition? Jag wins that competition. And I'm like, okay, it's Bowie's reign. She put up Siri and Felicia, and you're just like, okay, this is great. Do it. And Jag pulls one of the nominations down. And now I'm just trying to think, okay, Cameron, you have to open up. You cannot, like with Red, you have to open up and talk game and do all of this stuff. Bowie backdoors Cam and puts Cameron on the block. And there we are. You have Felicia, fourth time on the block, and you have Cameron, who is the best player in the game. I think he's the sweetest guy in the game, and everybody is threatened by him. And now Corey and America have somehow convinced everybody to get Cam out. They're all listening to Felicia right now, who's wanted to get Cameron out for so long. And that's what happened up until eviction night. Is that like kind of a good recap?
Yeah, I think that's a good recap. So we go in, that's what happens up to eviction night. We still don't know. I mean, at that point, as soon as Cameron's butt hit the seat, we all knew there was no way.
There was one ounce of hope that I don't get it. Like, he can win comps for people. He can do things. But again, like the whole Red situation, he doesn't speak up. Like, I don't think he speaks up enough.
And when he does, he says the wrong things. I think he really had a bad conversation. And he even admitted it in his exit interview with Julie. He messed up talking to Bowie.
Yeah.
He messed up. He said the wrong things. I think at that point, Cameron had been in the house, out of the house, just a monster at comps. He'd burned some bridges. He'd ruffled some feathers. And I think it was too much to overcome in a backdoor situation. He didn't have enough time to run reconnaissance, and I think he just, I don't know if he just felt it was his time. But yeah, I mean, let's back up a little bit. Are you surprised that Jag used it on Miss Mama F, they call her, or something, Felicia, to bring her off? Do you think?
I
think they call her.
Right. Mama Fee and Mama C.
Oh, okay. I can't keep.
I'm shocked. Why would he do this to Bowie? And so with Jag and Matt kind of being the final two at the moment, my guess is that they don't want to. They chose to work with America and Corey to begin with over Cameron.
Yeah.
And I think they just saw Cameron as a threat and they wanted to get him out. So them two, because I see what they're doing.
Sure.
Jag and Matt can see they want to keep Felicia and Siri in the game because they don't win anything. Like, unless it's chance, a flip of a coin, Jag and Matt can beat them. And so that's good gameplay for getting to the end of the game, because I think they can take out Blue. And I think the only competition really would be Corey, but Corey's kind of proving that he can't win either. So I think Matt and Jag have this like pretty good game that's going on right now, but it just sucks that they, of course, for the gameplay, they got rid of the big dragon. They got rid of Cameron.
Sure.
And it just sucks that it happened now, because I really wanted Cameron to have a big shot. And the game is designed that the big player who's the best in the house can get backdoored, can't do anything to help his chances, but talk his way out of it. Mm-hmm. And Cameron's not the best at that, even though I think he's right, like pretty much at everything he says. So I think that that's what happened this week with his going home, right?
That's pretty much sums it up. So yeah, he went home backdoored. It was a unanimous vote, if I'm not mistaken, and
it was.
Cerise survived her first time on the block, and we ended up, well, with what we knew was probably going to come. And we said this on almost every episode of the show. We've said it numerous times. The first time Cameron wins or is not allowed to play, he's going home. We said that. The first competition he's not allowed to participate in, he will go home. And
right.
Sure enough. That's what happened.
That's what happened. And it's like, so Otev, it's got skill based, but it also is kind of chance, because it's kind of like a puzzle where you're asked a question, you have to bring up the face of the person who Otev is calling for. And so it's just kind of like, okay, where are these pieces? It's kind of like, as soon as you find these pieces, and I guarantee you, he's probably the fastest person out there. So I'm curious if he actually got to play in that competition, if he would have won.
Maybe. Jag, here's what Jag did who won it. He was smart in the fact that he, at the very beginning, gathered up a bunch of tile pieces and put them aside, so that, unlike everybody else, he wouldn't have to go dig to find the answer. He would go over there and grab the person he knew it was. So he played a smart game in getting all of his tiles in place and his pictures in place to kind of start with. I think Cameron would have given him a run for his money if Cameron would have played the same sort of game. Jag would have been hard to beat with that, only simply because of the way he decided to play it. So it was good. Now, this was also a part of the Scramble verse or something where Zingbot came out and was the nicest Zingbot we've ever seen. He was polite and charming and complimentary. And then we go out there and Otev is the one handing out zingers, man. And
yeah, he's like the Otev Zingbot, basically.
Yeah. So because everything was kind of
the Scramble verse. The real Zingbot came out and was like, "You are an amazing person. You smell perfectly." And then they go out and it's Otev is the real Zingbot. And judging by the last few years, how did this one stack up?
As we go farther and farther into this world of non-confrontation, can't say anything about anybody, having to be politically correct, having to just weigh every word, the zings are getting lighter and lighter. Yeah, they were still funny, but I don't think they can take shots like they used to. They can a little bit, but not nearly full force. So for some people, there were a couple people I think that got really nailed and I was happy with. Some people really got off the hook lightly. And I would feel bad. If I was on Big Brother, I'd want to be just blasted, man. No, as much as it hurt, I mean, it's just a classic part of Big Brother. I would want to get hit. I wouldn't want off the hook.
Yeah, I was like, mess me up, Zingbot.
Yeah.
And so the
Make fun
first
of it
one
all.
they did was Mama Fee with Felicia, and she's 65 years old, bald black lady. And I'm just kind of going off like, okay, CBS, her roast was so terrible. It was something about having wrinkles, and she literally has no wrinkles.
I know, they were like, well, like the only wrinkle bigger than the twist in this game is Mama Felicia. And it was like, yeah, it's like she's not perfect, flawless skin. It made no sense.
Yeah,
so,
she has beautiful skin and not one wrinkle. And so I was like, okay, I guess they couldn't do anything about her baldness because I think she has alopecia. I guess they didn't want to call her chubby.
There's tons of other old jokes, man. You can make old jokes all you want, I
agree. And that was the worst one. But then they surprisingly got a bit better.
They did. As they went along, they progressively got better to the point where I think at the end, the last one with Corey, I loved so much because it was more than one. It was like 15 zings all in one song.
Otev Zingbot sang a song for like 45 seconds.
America the Beautiful, the Star Spangled Banner, but to Corey because he's in with America. It just made sense that America using that as the person instead of the country and going out. It was brilliant. That to me made up for all of it.
And so Corey going through this game, I can't tell if he has like a big sense of humor. He's only 18, so he has no idea what he's doing, like in life. But he didn't see. I mean, he took it kind of well, but he didn't like take it like he wasn't laughing. He's like, "Oh man, this is brutal."
Yeah, even in the diary room, he was like, As a player of Big Brother, I loved it. As a human being, it really hurt.
Yeah, it was really funny.
They made fun of his height, of his mustache, of his lack of puberty.
Yeah.
I mean, and before that, they even got America for robbing the cradle because, she's a few years older than Corey. And so, yeah, I just thought that there were some very weak moments, but there were some very strong moments with the scramble verse of Otev taking on Zingbot's role of handing them out.
My favorite one was Cerise when Zingbot called Cerise out for failing at all of the Survivor, and like she cannot survive on an island.
I know, it's like
her reaction to that was so good.
Yeah, Cerise finds herself alone in the show on an island, which is so like all of her other past shows, she's going to have to lose on an island or something.
Yeah.
It was so great. It was so great.
And they cut to her in the diary room and she said, Otev. I was like, that was so good.
It was. And can we talk about what you brought up about competitions? The very first round, who goes out first in the competition?
Kirsten.
No, in this competition of the veto competition.
Oh, Cerise,
she grabs like the wrong person. Like she gets the question wrong. And she's like even in the diary room going, I just don't want to look like an idiot all the time.
Well, it's like mother, like son.
Yeah, they both are just horrible at competitions. Literally the first person out, not out because she was the last one to come up, but just out because she got the question wrong. It's like, who was the first person or the second person voted out of the show or something? It was like so simple of a question and she got it wrong. So again, she shows that she just can't win, but I gotta give it to her for, again, though, she's playing that game. I said she's even luring me in with this whole, deflated. I'm just, this little weak person sitting here. I hope I can win. She's sucking me.
Can't believe it.
I know. So that happens. Like we said, Jag wins, like you mentioned, takes down Mama Fee, and then they put up Cameron, backdoor him. He's gone. First member of the jury. How much of a influence do you think he will have in the jury? Because nobody really likes Cameron.
Nobody really likes Cameron. I don't know. I don't think he's going to have. So it's going to be Blue, Felicia, Siri, Bowie, America, I think, in the house, and that'll leave Corey, Jag, and Matt up for the final three, I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. But does Cameron have? I'm going to say this: if Felicia goes home next week, Felicia and Cameron really likes Felicia as a person. I think they will bond for their week together over everything, and I think they will form a friendship where they'll listen to each other.
I think so. I think the respect in the jury house will be different than it was in the Big Brother house because the gameplay's over now. I think all the things you despised about a person in the house, in the Big Brother house, you might gravitate to in the jury house.
Right. So I think Cameron could have pull if Felicia is there early on. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I can't imagine Blue having any pull. I can see, Corey having pull or America having pull. And then if Corey wins anything or America wins anything head of household, I do think they will put Jag and Matt up.
Probably.
But I think Matt and Jag could have a bigger pull in the jury house than anybody else if they're in it. I just think they're going to last.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know. But I think Cam, if Felicia comes in, I think those two will have a lot of pull to answer your question.
I can't argue with that logic. I agree with that. I think dynamics and friendships are going to be different in the jury house than they were in the Big Brother house.
Right. But do you think like if you were in the jury house, would you be swayed by somebody else, or would you be like, man, I had a great time watching this person play and how they conceived it. I'm still going to vote for them if they win.
It depends. I'd really have to have conversations because again, at that point, you've changed focus. It's like, okay, yes, I'm out of the house. Who really played the better game? Even if it was my arch enemy, did they play a better game? Obviously they played better than me because they're in there. Right. So I think you have to remove all of the animosity and really just vote on gameplay. And that would be hard for me. I say that all the time watching Survivor. I get so mad at Survivor when the villain wins the season or the guy that was the biggest jerk and lied the most and they vote for him. And Kimberly, my wife who loves Survivor, she's like, that's the game. You have to vote for the guy who played the game. And I would have a hard time doing that, but you have to separate it all and say, who played the better game, good or bad?
Right.
Played a better game. They deserve to win.
I agree with that. And I don't think there's anybody on the show right now currently who is playing emotionally. I don't think so. I mean, I do genuinely think at the end of the day, everybody in the jury, minus maybe Blue or Bowie, might vote with their emotions rather than gameplay. I can see that happening, but I do think at the end of the day, Felicia will vote for big gameplay. I do think Cameron will. I do think Sari will, and I do think anybody else would. I just think Bowie or Blue might be the wild card there.
Okay, that's fair. I can't argue with that.
So that's where it is. So Cameron goes home, and we have the comic verse this week.
We knew it was coming.
Right, because it's the last one kind of out there. They've done all the horror stuff and all the scramble and all the humiliating verse type of thing. And now it's comic book verse. And so this competition is always fun to watch because I'm always thinking like, how would I do with this? Going to bars and having that little video screen where you can put 25 cents in and play they have two of the same pictures side by side, like what's different about these pictures, and you click on it and you have to pick. That's kind of what this game is, but there's like a physical aspect to it. And I was so looking forward to seeing Felicia do this. So how would you go about doing this? Would you just kind of focus on one at a time? Would you focus on four at a time? How would you do this? Or would you go down the zip line, pull everything out, find out what's wrong, the one thing wrong with each picture, and then go that way?
I don't know. I can tell you right now, this would not be my strong competition. I would not expect to walk out with head of household in this one, because I don't know how I would do it. I think I focus too much on too much, and so that's what would be my downfall. I think I would try to focus on everything at once instead of. I think the smart thing would be to do one at a time. I know that's a lot of times down the zip line. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. But for me personally, how my brain works, I think I would have to do it one at a time, and I would see.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big attention to detail person.
You're not.
I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at that. Like, I'm pretty good at looking at both pictures like simultaneously and kind of figuring out which one is right. So I wonder if I would do the zip line, go down, lay them all out, and be like, okay, that. And so, like, try to find the three things in the pictures behind the wall as I'm ziplining down and then going down. So I feel like I could do that in enough time. But what's great about this week, in their changing the game up, whoever wins head of household can stay invisible. Like, nobody's going to know who the head of household is. The nominations will come up, but it will not say who nominated them. How do you like that little twist? How do you like that little twist? He's shaking his head. He didn't like it.
I loved the twist. I think it was one of the coolest, the most powerful at this stage of the game, one of the most powerful powers you could have in this game right now is the invisible HOH. Nobody knows your HOH. Nobody knows who your nominations are. And not only that, you get to play in the next one too. No power has ever been this powerful in Big Brother. Spoiler alert, it was used by the biggest idiot in the house who wasted it. 100% wasted the greatest power ever given, and is now, in my mind, the most stupid person in the house. Period.
Okay, so here's the dumbest person in the house, and I am so in agreement with you.
Thank you.
I am. So how they showcased this episode, they actually didn't show us who won HOH until like 15 minutes later. And I was wondering if they were actually going to do it, if they wanted to stay anonymous for the whole thing, and they would never show us who did it.
I wish now they would have. I wish now they would have never told me.
Right. But then this person who won HOH decides to tell three people that he was the HOH.
Yeah.
And
why?
And so my guess is, okay, so you have this right now. And I think at the beginning of the game, when there's 16, 17 people playing the game, I think if you told 2 to 3 people, that would be fine, because it's early on in the game. You want to build trust and have like this strong alliance. But when you're so far down the game, you only have 7 people in the house, there's no alliances. Except if you have a final 2, and you cannot tell half the house what happened, why you are head of household when you have this invisibility, and then you have the invisibility that you can play it again. You don't have to sit out. And so, So who wins?
Jag wins. 8 minutes and 30 something seconds is what he did.
To add insult to this injury and why we think he's so dumb, and I'm trying to figure out why, I'm putting myself in his shoes. Jag wins. He's invisible. He waits 12 hours to tell anybody. And so he tells Matt, because Matt is his final 2. Uh-huh. But he also decides, like, should I tell other people? Well, maybe he's thinking, okay, if I tell Corey and America, we have this final 4 that we can get Blue, Felicia, and Siri out. And then we can have this 4 plus Bowie. So there would be the 5 of them to get these 3 out. However, he doesn't tell Bowie. He tells Corey and America because he thinks that Corey and America are on their side. But as we're seeing the diary room, America's like, I love it. But if I won that, I'm getting you out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, right now he totally shot himself in the foot. Once he told Matt, which I get he tells Matt, him and Matt have a final 2. That's fine. I'm good with that. And we have to also admit before the competition, Jag, Matt, Corey, and America made sort of a pact that if either one of them, any of those won, they would tell the other person. They said, if any of us 4 win, we're going to tell each other, right? Right. Okay, cool. Doesn't mean you got to do it. So I can understand him telling Matt, but once he told Corey and America, then he just totally limited who he could put on the block. There's only 4 people left that he could even choose.
Yeah.
Because he's totally removed his invisibility. America's right. America's like, I mean, she's like, thank you, but that was she didn't say it in so many words, but she's like, that's the stupidest thing you've ever done. Corey was mad. He's like, why'd you wait 12 hours to tell me? Because Corey's the biggest whiny butt baby in the house. Again, he's gone back to what he was day 1 with me. He kind of made a little headway with me in the likable build, but he's down at the bottom. I can't stand Corey. Corey's probably, again, my least favorite person in the house. Jags is the stupidest, but he's not my least favorite, but he's the dumbest by far. And Corey's probably my least favorite.
Right. So Corey just like being a whiner baby about not being told. I was kind of like, okay, so Corey, why are you playing chess right here? He's probably just trying to figure out if he should tell you or not. He slept on it. That's a good decision. Exactly. That Jag made. Like, okay, do I do it? Do I not do it? He doesn't have to tell you right away. He did tell you. So, Corey is a bit of a whiner baby, and I still like Corey. He's not my least favorite, but I am. He can't win comps right now, and I think it's going to come back to bite him that he can't win a comp, and he's going to go home sooner than later. Mm-hmm. But right now, Jag puts up Blue and Felicia to get him out, and he's there. Jag's hoping to get out Blue, which is funny because Jag and Matt have been working with Blue for the whole game. And then meanwhile, Felicia's up on the block for the 5th time. Yeah. And I don't know if either of them will be able to save themselves from Veto with most of the house playing. And so I'm curious now. I mean, I think it'll be easy if the power of Veto is used. Suri's going up. That's all it is. Suri's going up.
Unless Jack can pull his head out of the sand, no pun intended, and figure out that he needs to do something a little bit different. If he realizes, ooh, I really effed up. Oh, I should have kept my mouth shut. And then uses that, even though people are going to be aware of it, and backdoors somebody important. Because the whole reason he wanted to get Cameron out, you mentioned it at the top of this episode. You said they got Cameron out because they know that Suri, Felicia, Blue are not any sort of a threat. So they went after a big player. So why is he now changing and now going after the weakest players? It makes no sense. Yeah. He could 100% put up Corey and America, split up that duo. Nobody knows. He could have been like, oh man, I bet it's Blue. Because they all thought it was Blue to begin with. That first 12 hours, they all thought it was Blue because she was like, just the stories that she was coming up with. He had no blood on his hands. He could have played the competition again. And then if he won that one, then do something else. But at that point, Corey or America are gone. One of the 2 biggest players are gone. But he totally wasted it. He's totally wasted it. And so now what? Blue or Felicia or Cerise going home? Who cares? It's not good. None of that's good for his game.
So
idiot.
So you say idiot. All right. So
I'm say idiot.
As you're talking, I'm on Twitter because I'm looking at the latest and what people are talking about on the live feeds.
Would you go back in time?
Oh no, X is going to give it to you. And I'm looking up, and Blue is out in the backyard with Suri, and Blue, I guess, just said just a few minutes ago, AmeriCorey is the ugliest couple.
AmeriCorey, yeah, I can't stand AmeriCorey. And I hate that because I still, as frustrated as I get with America because of why she would even align herself with Corey, I still think she's smarter than Corey. And I think he's blinded by the swagger of his first girlfriend and he can't even think straight. But I can't stand them as a couple. I think it's ridiculous. So what's X saying though? What are the people in X saying? Are they agreeing with us? Are people agreeing that this was a stupid move, or they're like, Jag's the smartest person in the house?
So it seems like everybody is against Corey and America. And so America is, as of right now, according to X and people watching live feeds, America is super paranoid. Corey does not for one bit think he will be blindsided. America thinks so. And then so Suri and Felicia think they're going to go up. They're going to be backdoored. Suri calls Corey and America bastards. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing just so
again, everybody sees this. Everybody sees this, but Jag. Yeah. Why did Jag not take a shot? It's ridiculous. It is. He's going to look back on this and rue this day and this time, and his first time as HOH. This is his first HOH.
Yeah, it is.
And he just and he had the most powerful HOH ever, and he just squandered it. He just
right.
And to me now, I'm starting to see it now that my blinders have been removed. I'm able to look past some things. The smartest person, in my opinion, who remains in the house said the same thing you and I did. Called him out, said, why would you waste the most powerful HOH in the history of HOHs by putting me and Blue up? That's what Alicia said. She said, why? She said it. She's like, she called him out. And to me, again, Felicia shows that maybe she survived 4 times on the block because she is so good. I'm at the point now, I think I want her to win the whole thing. I do. I want Felicia to win the whole thing.
And it makes sense, Matt. It makes sense because Felicia, this is her 5th time on the block. She has survived pretty much unanimously every time she's gone up. Mm-hmm. She won one out of household for chance. She has not won one single thing since. Nope. And she won the Plinko game. And that's what it was. It was Plinko. It was Plinko. And it happened to land in the best spot imaginable. Everybody dropped it from the same place, and hers just so she hasn't won anything since, and she's been put on the block 5 times. She's survived the entire time,
and she's going to survive this one. They'll send Blue home before they send her home.
Absolutely. And so my thing is that they look at her as such a non-threat. If she makes it to the final, you have to give it to her because everybody was like, she's 65 years old. She cannot win a competition, but nobody thought to get her or Suri out from the beginning. That's who we all wanted out, at least like you and I wanted out so much early on. Yep. They have managed to survive and keep secrets. And I mean, I still don't like Suri at all. But Felicia is playing a way better game. Like, she is totally in this. And like, whereas Suri is just half-assing anything and everything in the game, Felicia is putting all of it into the game. All of it. Even though she can't win anything, she's putting everything she can. And you have to applaud her for that.
I do.
And even that very first week, she was the one to get Kirsten out. She was the one that started everything about get Kirsten out. Everybody listened, and it kind of followed suit. Because it would be a much different game if she didn't speak up. Kirsten and Riley, I think, would still be in the house, and Felicia would be gone. And man, Felicia has a very good shot at winning, only because I do think the rest of the house thinks she's a non-threat. They could get her out easily.
Yeah. The only reason that she would not be able to win is there's going to come a time when because you're right. She can't win competition. Well, she won a very great memory competition at one point and did win Plinko. So unless it's a comp like that, she won't be able to go to the final two unless somebody brings her along.
Right.
That's going to be
right. So if Jag or if, let's say, Bowie or Matt take her, they're going to be thinking like what they do now. They're going to be thinking, wait,
no, by that time,
nothing. She's won nothing.
You're
bringing her along. I'm an easy shoo-in.
No, by that time, you have to know, if you've watched any of these shows, you have to know that, dang, if I bring her along, she's going to win. Because if there's anybody that has been an underdog the whole time,
it's Felicia.
60-something-year-old black lady is up here beside me. She deserves to win. It's like if it was me and her in the final two, I'd be like, you get my vote too. I mean, it's crazy. You made it this far. I'm going to vote for you.
Yeah.
It's like, it's insane. So I don't know if she will make the final two, but she would win. If she makes it to the final two, she will win. I don't care who she's up there against. Matt is the only other person who I would be okay winning, only because, I mean, he just really has done nothing. I don't think he's been the smartest player. I'd almost be okay with Bowie because she's flown under the radar. But everybody else, I don't want any of them to win. I definitely don't want Jag to win now. I mean, you just shot it. You just made the biggest boneheaded move. It was so much power. Oh my gosh. And I can see the producers. I can't see them, but I can see them. The producers and Julie watching this going, what did he do?
They hit their palm in their forehead as hard as they can.
They're like, we just set them up with the greatest power in the history of the show. We went to all this trouble, and that's what you do? You put up the two weakest players, and then you tell everybody else you won the invisibility? It's like Harry Potter pulls off the cloak in front of Snape and says, here I am.
So what I'm thinking is now is that he does this, and they had like 6 minutes to show us what was really happening in the end of yesterday's episode. I wonder if like Matt and him are going to talk and be like, okay, it's so much better for our game to backdoor Corey. It's so much better for our game to backdoor America. And that's what they'll do.
But then don't tell them. I don't care.
No,
what
exactly.
I don't care
tell
if you're backdooring, not backdooring, however you plan to do it. Keep your mouth shut. Don't tell America and Corey you have power. Let them think it's blue the whole time. It did not make
sense. I don't know. I don't know if he was just super happy he won head of household for the first time and he had to tell more than, Matt.
I know. It's like Corey, the first time he kissed America, he probably couldn't wait to tell everybody. It's my first time. Like, oh my gosh. I'm just so excited. I can't wait to tell everybody that I have this power. It's ridiculous. Oh man, I was just yelling at the TV. I was like, you idiot.
Yeah, I was like, why have you? And so now I'm curious if he's going to tell anybody, if he's going to tell Bowie now, because
if he doesn't, I can see Corey in America going, hey, by the way, and using that as leverage, going, by the way, we're going to tell you right now who has had a household. And I think now we need to come together. If America is smart, as I think she is, I said that same thing about Jag, though. If she's smart, she will now start distancing herself from Corey and start talking to Felicia and Bowie and Sari and kind of pulling the girl card and going, hey, now's our time. We're going to get annihilated unless we can come up here, backdoor Corey, and then the four of us, even five of us. There's 5 girls left?
So there's Bowie, there's Felicia, there's Siri, there's Blue, and there's America.
There's 5 girls left. If they come together right now, because 3 of them, even 4 of them are almost together. America's the only outlier.
Yeah.
If they can get all 5 of them together, dude, they can get Matt and Jag out quick. And Corey too. It'd be 5 against 3. That's what
as of right now, what we've seen on television, it doesn't seem America's going that route at the moment.
No, and she's going to wait. She's going to waste the moment because once Blue goes and then maybe a Sari goes or a Bowie goes and it's 3-3, 3 women, 3 guys, it's going to be harder.
It's going to be very hard. Who has not seen the block yet? Bowie and Matt?
Has Matt not been up there? I thought Matt had been up there.
I don't think Matt's been up there. I think Bowie and Matt have not been on the block.
Who was Corey up with?
God, I don't even remember. Was it Jared?
No, Jared was up with, well, maybe he was. I don't know.
To remember.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure Bowie hasn't been, well, I don't know. I don't know, man. I
don't think Bowie or Matt have been up there. And if they have, it's been once and they've come off. I don't think Matt and Bowie have been up there yet. But Bowie's played such a very small game.
Yeah.
And nobody's after her still.
Right.
So I'm curious about that. So what do you see going forward right now? What does Jag need to do to stay till the final two right now? Like, what does he need to do?
I think he needs to backdoor Corey. He needs to backdoor. Yeah. He needs to change his noms this week.
Yeah.
He needs to backdoor Corey, which if he does that, then really the only person that's going to know it is Matt and America, which I think America would be stupid to just kind of blow up right there. I think she can play a separate game once Corey's gone.
I am super.
Jag is smart. He's going to get him out.
Just for television sakes and my entertainment and your entertainment, don't you want that to happen? Like, Corey does not see it happening. America's paranoid. And if Jag wins the veto, well, I don't know. So they won't know because nobody will know because he's technically he's invisible. If they do take one down and they put Corey up there with them knowing who won, I think America's going to lose her mind. And I think she'll have a blow up, and then you might see her retreating to the women's side.
She'll either blow up or she will understand, because remember, she's the one in the diary room that said, I would have gone after you. So she would understand. I think if at this point right now, even if he would have put Corey up and she would have found out that he was head of household, she would have been upset and mad, but she would understand the gameplay.
Right.
So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to transpire. I do hope that somehow Blue or Felicia win, or somebody wins that would take them down. Yeah. Even if it's a Bowie that wins and pulls one of them down and forces Jag's hand. But then if he just takes again the coward route and puts up Sari, again, he's wasted his opportunity. He's just wasted. He's just wasted. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't
I've never been more upset, man.
Yeah, I don't want to see Felicia go yet. I mean, I do like
not anymore
to see like her and Cameron being happy together, but she has lasted so long in it, and the bigger threat in the house right now is Corey, just because Corey he's starting stuff. He's starting stuff.
Yeah, and I've seen him. His baby, his little titty baby attitude is coming out more and more of the whining of Cameron called it. He wants to be the smartest kid in the room.
Yep.
He's probably never been told no by his parents. He's a punk. I didn't like him day one. I told you day one, and you convinced me to like him. You swayed me. I told you day one. What did I tell you? The person I trust the least in the house is Corey. I could see it in his smug little Daughters of the American Revolution, red banner flying face.
Matt's coming unleashed right now. He's telling us how he really feels. Corey, you got to come onto the show.
It's all Jag's fault.
Oh, it is all Jag's fault. I can't believe
we could be having a great show right now talking about the brilliance of Jag. We could be talking about the brilliance of Jag and how we saw it and how we've been pulling for him. And now he's made a second big move. He got Cameron out and now he's going after. We could be talking about that right now. But what are we talking about?
We're talking about how he just told everybody the best power in the game that he had. And I'm just, why would you do it? And I'm putting myself in that situation. If you and I were in the house, we were a final two, I would tell you only. I would never, and I would play it up so crazy like that I would not, because like they showed Blue like crying, like she got 16 minutes and everybody thought Blue was the one that won it.
What's sad is she really did get 16 minutes.
And she was really upset about it, which was really funny.
And they're like, she's got to be lying. Nobody got 16 minutes.
Yeah.
With a better lie. Poor girl did get 16 minutes.
It's so good. And so, yeah, I wouldn't tell anybody. That's such a good thing and like a good power to have, and even to play in the next one, because if it's only you and I, if you only tell one person, you know if somebody else finds out, you know who told them. But now he's told 2 other people and it just doesn't make sense.
He's told half the house. You have an invisibility power and you told half the house.
Yeah. Jag, you dum-dum.
Gosh. And then, because then you also have to, in the back of your mind going, this is a game of trust. Do I trust these people that I'm telling not to tell everybody else?
Yeah.
And put my head right on the chopping block. Yeah. I mean, it's like you keep your mouth. There's a reason they gave you the invisibility and such power in a 2-head household that you can play again. Man, they give you this power and you're no Spider-Man, dude. You are no Spider-Man. You lost responsibility. Right, exactly. So the dumbest person in the house is Jag. The least liked person in the house is Corey. And the most liked person in the house is Felicia. Yes, and the smartest right now. Yeah. Dude, we're in the Scrambleverse right now.
We are in the Scrambleverse. What is going on?
Scrambleverse. Oh my gosh.
So, okay. Yeah, I'm in. And okay, so if Blue and Felicia are up, you're voting to evict Blue, right? Yeah, me too.
I never really liked Blue either.
Right. If they pull Felicia down and they put Suri up and it's Suri and Blue, I still vote Blue.
I still vote Blue. Yeah.
And if they pull down, they're not going to pull down Blue. I just don't see that happening. If they pull down Felicia and put up Corey, we vote. I'm voting Corey to go out.
I'm voting Corey. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Now, if they pull down Mama Fee and put up Suri, and it's Suri and Blue, I think I'm still voting Blue.
I think I'm still voting Blue as well.
If
it would be
Suri
really
and
funny.
Mama Fee, I'd vote out Suri.
Yeah.
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 What's funny? What's going to be funny?
If Suri is put up there and Suri goes home and she has to go see Cameron, it'll just be a funny reunion.
They just have to hang out in the house and talk about Jared. But I think once she gets there, she will immediately tell Cameron, hey, by the way, Jared was my son.
I wonder if that'll be,
that immediately Cameron will be like, that is the greatest thing. I have so much respect for you both now. Because I don't think Cameron ever said anything personally against Jared. He never did.
Cameron's played he's like the nicest person.
So even though he was instrumental in getting him out, I think Suri will also see that he never took any slight against her son. I think they will bond. I think they will bond, especially if she tells him that. He'll be like, you guys are amazing. I want to be your friend. And they'll bond. It is. Can't wait, man. I can't wait to see who goes home.
Yeah, I love looking at the live feeds and Twitter. It's
I don't because I get more angry. Same reason I don't like all the conversation. I don't like watching all the conversations.
I mean, a lot of it is really dumb and just boring, but I like seeing when they're actually talking a little bit of game, or if they're having like a really nice conversation about whatever. But then I like to see what people online are seeing as like, oh my God, America again's becoming paranoid, telling Corey this is what's happening. Corey's like, no, ain't gonna happen to me. I love that so much.
I know. Yeah, Corey knows he's going to lose the popular vote. He's just counting on the Electoral College to pull him through.
Yeah, look at you. Look at you. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's going to lose the popular vote again.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Anyway, I gotta take a Xanax or something, man. Calm down this week. I don't know what's going on.
Here's my Valium.
I don't know why I don't know why. I think because if anybody else would have done this, what Jag did, I think I would have been like, I knew it. I saw it. But I think because we had such faith in Jag and we thought he was such a better, smarter player, I think that's what got me the most angry. If somebody else would have wasted this, if Blue would have done it, or Mama Fee, or even Bodie, or any of them, I would have been like, yeah, they really weren't playing a good game anyway. But for Jag to do it, I think is what upsets me the most.
Right. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And you know what? It's weird to think because so what was his name? The guy that had to go home for the racial slur. I'm trying to remember his name.
What was his name? Lance or Lair something. Yeah, I forgot. I totally forgot about him.
Like you wonder like if they kept him in the game, how far he would have gone, how instrumental he would have been. Like, but he's not. It's crazy to think like that person went home.
That's what I was going to ask you. If we, how different would the game look now? Because you kind of alluded to it earlier. If the second or third vote, if Riley and Kirsten would have stayed, and in the first 2 or 3 weeks, Suri and Mama Fee would have went home. How different would the game look if both of them would have been gone weeks 1 and you just had everybody that was left? How different would this game be right now?
I feel like it would be so different. I mean, there would not be maybe Izzy, but there wouldn't be like somebody like Felicia for everybody to say like, oh my God, there is this shield we can put up against ourselves that cannot win anything.
Right.
So I think it's
it'd
crazy.
Be totally different. I don't think America and Corey would be together. I think America would have bonded with Kirsten and Riley, and they would have formed some girl alliance.
Yep.
And she would have been focused more on the game and not gotten into a relationship with Corey. I think the whole thing would be just like totally blown up different.
Absolutely.
But we will never know.
We will never know.
Right.
And so now that you know, so like I know we both talk with our colleague Susan about Bachelor. So there is a Golden Bachelor. There is a 65 and up Bachelor going on right now. Do you think there's going to be a Golden Big Brother now? Like just a bunch of 60, 65-year-olds on Big Brother now.
It would be like it would be like the competitions would be like bingo, shuffleboard. There would be like, it's like we can't hold competitions after 4 because it's dinner time and then everybody goes to bed. I mean, I say that. I mean, the women on Golden Bachelor, man, they're partying every night. They're up till sunrise. So
yeah,
those people are killing it. I love Golden Bachelor. So, but yeah, I don't think they would. I mean, they're definitely not going to do a Golden in Paradise.
You just never say never. The Golden Bachelor.
Please, I'm going to say never.
Highest ratings in years.
Oh, of course, man. Golden Bachelor is amazing. My wife bought a special shirt to wear for the premiere. It's a beautiful, sweet. Everybody loves Gary. This show is saving reality TV. Golden Bachelor is, and so it's the highest rated show in Hulu's history of premieres. It's
do you know Gary's real name? The Golden Bachelor's real name?
I thought it was Gary.
Kermit the Frog.
Oh my gosh. Really?
He sounds exactly like Kermit the Frog.
I don't get Kermit from him.
Listen to it again. Kermit the Frog.
I'll listen to him Thursday night. Man, we watch it live Thursday nights.
Yeah.
7 o'clock.
So, I could see CBS saying we're going to do maybe a shorter season, but a Golden Big Brother. I
mean, they did Celebrity Big Brother. They could do Golden Big Brother.
Yeah. I think if Felicia and Suri stay that long, I'm gonna imagine that that's gonna happen.
It'd be funny. It'd be almost like on the Golden Bachelor. It's like, all right, it's time for the veto competition. They'd be like, "What's that? What's the veto competition?
What's the veto competition?
We get to veto something? Oh, this is fun. Let's go play."
Or they could take like all the older people from past seasons and put them in a house.
Oh, now that would be fun. Everybody all
like
the
Cliff,
older people that were voted out weeks 1 and 2, let them all come back and play. That I would be in for. That would be a cool show.
That would be a fun show.
It would be. And do all of them, like everybody 55 and older, and one 20-year-old.
Oh my God, how great of that. So
And see if they can survive.
They would have to take like a winner of Big Brother that's much, much younger, put them in the house, just one of them, and see how that's such a good idea. Oh my God. And like, you can even have everybody in the house and like the following week enter them into the house full time.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that'd be great. All right.
Oh my God, that'd be so
I tell you, man, we need to be writing these down. We need to submit these.
Yeah.
These ideas to CBS.
So good.
Yeah. Of course, I don't know what's going to happen. They had great ideas at CBS, and people like Jag ruin them. So who knows?
Jaguar.
I know.
My goodness. All right.
Jaguar. Bryan Kluger, boomstickcomics.com, High Def Digest, everything we do, theentertainmentanswer.com. Check back next Monday. I'm still going to be fuming, or maybe Jag will do something right. Who knows? But we'll find out.
I think the only thing he does right is if he backdoors Corey. I think that's the only thing. That's it.
That's the only road to redemption.
He's the dumbest man alive.
He is. Well, outside the Big Brother house, love one another, except Jag.